Hi everyone, Latami here. I wanted to talk to you about one of my favorite decks I've been using that I've been playing with online and in real life and doing pretty well with it. It's not a top tier deck, I believe it's not even probably top two, but it's pretty quick and when powered up well, it does quite a bit of damage and can knock out some pretty high numbered HP GXs out there like Solgaleo with 250. And that is Rainbow Road. Now, this Xerneas, you probably know, it's very not too old, few years old, is the one from Breakthrough, and its attack that we're gonna use mainly for this deck is Rainbow Force. It does 10 plus 30 for each different type Pokemon on your bench. So it's three energies, not too bad. One fairy and two double colorless, or if you want to do three fairy. So this is our main attacker. And the other Pokemon that we're going to need to help power that attack is a few different colors that we don't need that many different colors in this deck. I found only a few, but this is our secondary attacker you can use as also one of the types and abilities is two Zora and two Zoroark GXs. Zoroark is really nice because it adds that type to help Xerneas out, different typing. It uses a double colorless just like Xerneas. And of course, the ability trade is very useful. I found in this deck, you discard any card from your hand, and no, wait, yeah, discard a card from your hand, and then you draw two cards from that. So it also goes really well, I found, with Oranguru. Now, with Oranguru, its only job really is to sit on your bench to add that attack or typing for Rainbow Force to help power it up. And its destructibility is to help if you get end down to one card or very low on cards, you need more. Instruct is great to use. You can also use a certain supporter to go with these two cards to help draw cards that you need for that turn or for next turn sometimes. And we'll go on to that one later. Now the other little card that you don't really need as much, you just really need the dual typing to add on to Rainbow Force, and it's a one prize attacker or one prize Pokemon really, is Joltik and Galvantula. Now Galvantula is really good against Lycanroc decks or decks that are weak to grass or electric like Ho-Oh, Greninja. Double Thread is the only attack you're going to use from this because with this deck it only runs Fairy Energy. So Double Thread is for one colorless, this attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Apply weakness and resistance. So if you have two Rockruffs on the bench, your opponent has two Rockruffs on the bench, they're not yet evolved, you can use a Galvantula, attach an energy, double thread both those Rockruffs and knock them out before they can evolve. And you got two prizes right there. Same thing with Ho-Oh. I actually battled a Ho-Oh deck in one of the recent tournaments that I was in. It's weak to electric. So just spam double thread on the bench Pokemon. You can bring out with Guzma high retreat cost Pokemon, Filblower, Floatstone if they have it. So they keep kind of stall them out, and you can start spamming double thread and attack 60 each turn on the Ho-Ohs until you knock them out. Choice Band will not affect it at all if you're thinking, of course, because it only does for the active to power up the attack. So double thread is pretty good, for only weaknesses. Other than that, it's just going to be sitting on the bench for power up Xerneas. Now to help out even more, to get, if you need just two more types to add 60 more damage for Rainbow Force, Volcanion is a great Pokemon because it's dual typing, so it adds 60 for Rainbow Force. And its the main reason is just to keep it on the bench. That's the only reason really that you have it in this deck. And also, of course, like most decks, you're gonna have two Tapu Leles. You really need them at the beginning of your game if you don't have Bridget or an Ultra Ball, or if you start Ultra Ball Lele, you get out Bridget and you start your Xerneas, Zoroark, and Oranguru. Those are the usual ones. If you see weakness to lightning, electric, you can do Joltik. Only be careful with Joltik because it does only have 30 HP, so Buzzwole you're going up against Buzzwole, its first attack will knock it out instantly. So it's be careful when you bench this little guy. He can't really take too much damage, and before he is knocked out. So yeah, that's the only Pokemon in this deck. Pretty small amount compared to other ones, but it's really all you need. I found it's pretty very quick deck with those Pokemon. Now to go on to our tools, since Volcanion has 3, Retreat Zoroark I think is 2, and Oranguru is 2. We have Floatstone to help switch them up from the bench. Um, it's also good to have them inactive so that you can use Max Elixirs to power up Xerneas, then retreat and use Xerneas to attack with after you powered up with Max Elixirs. And of course we need 3 Choice Bands because a lot of GX attacks, GX not attacks, GX Pokemon in this game, and even some EX types, so that's great to use against them. Max Elixir, pretty self-explanatory. Just use them for your benched Xerneas or Zoras if you have them before you evolve them to Zorks. It only attaches your basic energy from the top 6 to benched basics. Pretty simple card there. I also run a Palpad because I use very little supporters in this deck because of the draw support I have. But if you do run out of Guzma, Cynthia's, or whatever support you really want, Palpad's great to get them back. We also have 4 Ultra Ball. Pretty easy, just to get your Lele's out for Bridget. It's your first turn. You can get out Zoroark if you have Zora, Oranguru, whatever you like. There's Ultra Ball. We also run a copy of Super Rod and Rescue Stretcher. Great way to get the Pokemon back. You can even, like if you use Ultra Ball to discard certain Pokemon, you can use Rescue Stretcher to put it right back in your hand. Or if you're low, and your Pokemon, a lot of them has been knocked out, just use this one to bring 3 of them back and bring some of the energy back. In case, this actually helped me win one battle where I was really close to losing. I just needed to do 1 knockout to win. And this came in handy. I just super rodded all my energy and had 2 of these Max Elixirs. And it helps, late game sometimes. We also have 2 Field Blowers to take away items. Garbotoxin is really bad against Zoroark and Oranguru. So you really need a Field Blower to get rid of those. Choice Bands, whatever you want to take off your opponent's Pokemon. Special Charge, great way to get our double colorless back. In this deck, you're gonna only have 4 DCE, obviously, so you need 1 to get them back if you lose them. So this is a great way to get them back. And also, we're gonna run 1 copy of Parallel City because I find it's great when others have Parallel City. What you do is you can Field Blower it away, put your own Parallel City, shorten their bench out, and then makes it hard for them to recover from that sometimes against Zoroark. And that's another thing. With Zoroark GX, it does 120 with if you have a full bench. With Xerneas, it's really good against Zoroark matchups because it's resistance to dark. So another good reason why I like to go up against Zoroarks with this deck. And so with Parallel City, you can even hinder Empoleon, other decks that use a huge bench size. So it's a great way to kind of hinder that and put an advantage on for you using Parallel City. Sorry, my words get all rambled up. This is, I don't have a script or anything. I'm just going on about my deck that I use real quick. For our supporters, we're just going to use 3 Cynthia. I might put 4 in there. Sometimes comes in handy just 3. Like I said, you have so much draw support, you don't really need them too often unless you knock out your Oranguru or Zoroarks. We run 3 Guzma in case, you need to switch out your Pokemon or you want to take out something to snipe, because this deck does high numbers, so it's a great way to bring out something you want to knock out right away that they need, or it's a 2 prize Pokemon GX or EX, and you can start taking prizes real early. This deck I find really does well with 2 Mellow. Mellow, you search your deck for any 2 cards and shuffle your deck and then put those 2 cards on top. And say you have only 1 card in your hand or 2, you can use Instruct to get that card right away, or you can use trade from Zoroark GX to get those cards right away that you need. Comes in handy so many times. We also have 2N in case, you know, your opponent has a huge hand and they have very little prizes left. And you want to kind of stall them out. You have 2N right here to do that. Also one wrong copy of Ninja Boy. My friend actually suggested this card and it came in handy so many times, especially when you start with Lele and you're not getting any Pokemon but you're charging up your Lele. You can also Ninja Boy, switch to Xerneas and start hitting harder than a Lele sometimes if it has a double colorless and you just need a Fairy Energy on the front, or like a Rangaroo. You just use Ninja Boy, switch it out with whatever you need. And you can put your basic Pokemon, but it's basically for any basic, so you can't use this with Zoroark or anything. It's only basic types, but it really comes in handy. We also have 2 Bridget because, you know, you really want to get your bench going with this deck. So you start off with Lele as soon as Lele or Bridget as soon as possible. Try to get your bench going because many different type in your bench helps Xerneas power up its Rainbow Force attack. Those are the supporters, not many, but that's why we run Palpad. And now for my energy, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fairy energies. I think that's pretty good odds for you to hit max elixirs all the time. So yeah, I run 8 fairies, fairy energies. So yeah, there's those. Not much to talk about there. And of course, we need 4 double colorless. You can use your max elixirs just to put all 3 fairy energy on your Xerneas in case there's Pokemon that go up against try to take away your special energy or have immunity special energy. You might want to just use fairy energy, but other than that, this is good to use for power up Xerneas right away. Power up Zoroark to use his Riotous Beating. Sometimes even a Rangaroo if you need a Rangaroo to attack. You know, there's double colorless, use max elixir, charge him up, and you know, it can kind of hit high numbers against, you know, like Ho-Oh decks that use a lot of energy on their main attackers. So that's kind of weird to use a Rangaroo, but in case, there it is. So I hope you like this deck. This is my Rainbow Road that I use quite often, and I'm gonna really miss it when rotation hits coming this year, but it's a really fun deck and really fast. Sometimes it can catch your opponent off guard. You can even set up by your second turn and start just sniping Pokemon off your opponent's bench, active Pokemon, and it can really put on turn 2 pressure if you start off really well and get those max elixirs going. If they hit, it's really great. So I hope you give this deck a try. If you have any suggestions or different ways, different cards you used in the deck, it'd be great to share in the comments if you like. Tell me how it goes if you tried this deck out. I really recommend it. It's really fun and not very expected because many people don't expect Rainbow Road, especially online. So hope you all enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time.